What's up, Airsofters? PCCs are becoming ever more popular in Airsoft, and this newest collaboration between EMG, Strike Industries, and PWS brings a whole host of cool features and styling to an increasingly popular segment of the Airsoft hobby. For those unfamiliar with PWS, they're known for making some very high-quality parts, receivers, and accessories. Strike Industries also has a reputation for producing high-quality, forward-thinking designs and accessories with a very iconic look. In this video review of the EMG Strike Industries PWS 9mm pistol caliber carbine AEG, we're going to take a look at the external features and measure its real-world performance so you know exactly what you're getting with this all-new Airsoft replica. Everything on this replica is metal, save for the pistol grip, stock, and the sights. At the front is an instantly recognizable Strike Industries muzzle device. This is the Oppressor Blast Shield, and this thing lends a really satisfying pop during use. The handguard is very short, as you can see, and it's a 4-inch version of the Strike Industries Strike Rail, which is a CNC machined aluminum rail and features only 1.5 slots of M-LOK on the sides, 1 bay on the bottom, and a little shortcut in the top here. Which does mean that you'll be a little bit limited in terms of attachment space, but there's still room for a flashlight. Because this is a PCC, your attachments are going to be somewhat limited anyways. With that said, there is a top rail with plenty of Picatinny rail space that runs front to back, save for the very front with that one little M-LOK slot that I mentioned. But there is enough space at the front for a backup front iron sight like this. In fact, I think this thing is screaming for a pistol red dot style with a riser, something that you can use with a mask, so something, you know, a little bit higher, like a 1.93 or like a 213, one of those ones with like a riser and maybe like one of the PQ, like that dual thing, you know what I'm saying? Some cool stuff. Moving on to the receiver. Now, the receiver is, in my opinion, beautiful, with billet styling and PWS design language here. Features here include an enlarged magazine release with a very aggressive diamond cut texturing. The texturing also continues to the functioning bolt catch, which has that same awesome texture, as well as the ambidextrous fire selector. Now, you may have noticed something a little bit different about this fire selector, and that's that the receiver has no full auto engraving. Trust me, this replica is full auto capable. The real life PWS PCC was only available in semi-automatic, and they've replicated that detail here on the Airsoft version as well, which I quite like. Now, there is a feature here that comes on real rifles that you don't see terribly often in Airsoft, and that's this cut here on the passenger side select fire switch. It makes it really comfortable when you're a righty and the select fire switch, it gets rotated, that it clears that area of the selector for your hand. So it's not uncomfortable while you're gripping it, and the selector doesn't get in the way of your grip. Speaking of grip, the pistol grip is an Airsoft version of the popular Strike Industries enhanced pistol grip, which is comfortable and features plenty of traction. Now, personally, I would have loved a little bit more vertical angle on the pistol grip, which is more compact it's more comfortable on compact packages like this, so you don't fatigue your wrist as much, especially because you're gonna be in a lot of CQB environments, probably using something this long. And your wrist really starts to get fatigued with a really rear swept angle. So something a little bit more vertical I think would have been more comfortable, but you can always swap this out because it's version 2 compatible. As you already know, this stock is a folding style buffer tube, which is great for storage, but traditionally not great for housing a battery. However, this PWS PCC uses a set of contacts on the buffer tube and receiver that connect when deployed. This is great because you can keep your battery hidden away in the buffer tube and avoid the need for unwieldy PEQ style battery boxes or wiring that goes between the two. The trade-off is that you can't actually fire the replica when the stock is folded, and that's because the contacts aren't touching. But once you're deployed, you're ready to rock. I will say an important feature regarding these contacts is that there's actually a spring-loaded shield switch which protects the battery side contacts when it's folded. This really helps to avoid accidental arcing across those contacts. Now, this is a great safety feature of the G&P designed folding stock, which I think more companies should implement when doing this style of battery connection folding stock. Now, as we mentioned, the battery is stored in the buffer tube, which in my opinion, again, is a very cool angular Strike Industries design with a matching Strike Industries castle nut and a polymer Mod 1 Viper stock, complete with QD points on either side. You'll be able to fit an 11.1 volt lithium battery. 1000 milliamp fits great here. You could probably fit something longer, but the included tail cap makes fitting all the wiring somewhat difficult with anything longer than 1000. So if you wanted to run a longer battery than 1000, you're just gonna have to extend your stock, and then the wires will just kind of hang out inside the open portion of the stock. Not a huge deal, but something to be aware of. And that just about covers everything that's visible on the outside of this PWS PCC. But one of the coolest features is what's inside the replica, a standard G&P version 2 gearbox with a gate Aster MOSFET pre-installed, which allows you, in conjunction with their software, to easily tune and program fire modes and trigger response to fit your needs out of the box. Not only that, but it offers great circuit protection and great performance out of the box, which we experienced out of the range. Our FPS test showed an average of just about 290 FPS and about 21 rounds per second on full auto in the Strike Industries PWS AEG. Our tests were performed using our 0.20 gram BBs and, like I mentioned earlier, the Matrix 1000 milliamp 11.1 volt LiPo battery. In our distance and accuracy test, this compact PCC was able to land a majority of the shots on our 6-inch plate and a nice tight grouping on our Evike Professional silhouette target at 50 feet. At the 100-foot mark, the 6-inch plate proved difficult for the shorter barrel of the PCC, but it was still able to place some hits on our silhouette target at that distance. This platform uses standard version 2 hop components, so upgrades for the hop up, bucking, and barrel are readily available. If you're interested in even better performance given the extremely short length barrel of this PCC, those upgrades can be found right here on our website. A note about the PWS magazine. It's designed to work not only with the PWS, but also with the G&G ARP9 and the classic Army Nemesis PCCs, which make this magazine in particular a one-stop shop for other platforms out there if you're already building a collection of cool PCCs. Inside the PWS-9 is a version 2 compatible gearbox. The internal parts consist of a metal spring guide with a bearing, a polycarbonate piston with 3 metal teeth, second tooth removed, that has been short-stroked by 2 teeth. The polymer nozzle has an O-ring, the cylinder head has a single O-ring, and the cylinder is beveled on the inside about halfway in, which makes sense considering that the inner barrel is so short, just 125 millimeters. Now that's pistol length. If you want to run a longer inner barrel, we recommend changing out the cylinder to match. The G&P branded gears are short-stroked to match the piston, just 14 teeth, and have a metal delayer cam and ride on 8mm bearings. The PWS-9 comes pre-installed with a gate Aster trigger MOSFET, which has superior programmability and circuit protection. In all, this is a great selection of parts. It's pretty easy to see why PCCs are so popular in airsoft these days. They're light, maneuverable, capable platforms with all of the upgradability and customization of full-size rifles. And with the magazine options becoming more available, it's even easier to get one of these bad boys in your arsenal. Get your very own EMG Strike Industries licensed PWS 9mm pistol caliber carbine AEG, as well as all of your other airsoft needs right here at Evike.com. Thanks for watching.